Good morning, everyone. It is 8:30 on Thursday, May the 21st, and it's briefing time. No changes to the National Terrorism Advisory System overnight. Snapshot of the region this morning. You do see the updated numbers from the unaccompanied children effort. We did receive a declaration request from the state of Oklahoma, and that is in process. Damage assessments are ongoing in Texas, Oklahoma, and we now have a request from Arkansas. No fire management grant requests were received overnight. Now, as we switch over to the geo platform this morning, a lot of rain out there. Kirk from the Weather Service is going to talk about that here in just a moment. But before we go there, our EOCs, New Mexico, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Louisiana are at level 4. Texas is at level 3. Again, power outages this morning, they continue to trend down slowly. Oklahoma is at 42 power outages. Texas, 4,100. Louisiana, just shy of 300. Arkansas, 56. And New Mexico, 142. Looking at shelters this morning, the Oklahoma City shelter closed yesterday. Texas still has 2 for 29 occupants, and 2 new shelters are opening in the Wichita Falls area, and there are 2 occupants there. Now over to Kurt at the Weather Service. Oh, I'm sorry, before we go to Kurt, I want to show you the anticipated flooding that is of concern in the Wichita Falls area. The Tanglewood Drive area right here has several homes in it that will be flooded if the river rises to the record crest. Also, over here in this area as well, all these parks will be flooded, and some of the homes around there could have water in them. And as we zoom in a little bit to the Tanglewood Drive area there in Wichita Falls, you can see how all of these homes are in an area that will probably flood. So now, Kurt, take it away.
The situation there looks pretty interesting. It looks like that might have been the old riverbed of the river. Let's go ahead and go back to the current radar picture with the watches. Thank you very much. We did have another round of significant precipitation over North Texas, basically stretching from the Wichita Falls area all the way down through the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, now moving off through the Arklatex and the secondary area down in South Texas. Of course, as you would expect, we've got there are a variety of flood weather products out. We've got flash flood watches, we've got flood advisory areas, and we also have river flood warnings for the different rivers and tributaries and basins that have been picking up significant amounts of precipitation over the last 10 to 14 days. And basically there's nowhere for the water to go downstream, so it just has to work its way out very, very slowly. We're expecting a slight risk of severe thunderstorms over southwest Texas and the Rio Grande Valley, and again, some heavy rain and flash flooding possible down there. And as we go through the day and other showers and storms develop, the flash flooding threat will continue to expand around Texas as it did yesterday. As we move on in toward Friday, we do have a slight risk of severe weather in West Texas and New Mexico, and again, we're carrying the heavy rain and flash flooding threat in North Texas and Oklahoma along with that. Saturday, this is a new change. We've introduced, or the SPC has introduced a expanded area of slight risk of severe storms over West Texas and Southwest Oklahoma. And again, on top of that, Saturday into Sunday looks to be the bullseye for the heaviest amount of precipitation. Significant flash flooding areas expanding around Texas and Oklahoma. Saturday on into Sunday, and of course we're hearing the background conditions of the river flooding now along the Red River, east and southeast Texas, and an oasis in South Texas. So very complicated weather situation as we move on through the Memorial Day weekend. We can go on to the next slide. Just wanted to show you the outlines of the areas. We are carrying the yellow thread of flash flooding possible. It's really, the Red River has come up pretty significantly, and as Paul mentioned, it looks like there's a probability of a record flood situation. The crest probably won't work its way out of the Wichita Falls area until sometime early next week, and as we get additional rounds of heavy rainfall in that area, that's going to become a problem, an area of focus for us. Along with the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex on the upper Trinity Basin too. So those areas are getting a lot of attention. The Oasis in South Texas has appeared to crest on the upper part of the Oasis. However, downstream toward Corpus Christi, northwest in the Three Rivers area, that crest will take a much longer time to work through as there are releases going on in the Oasis from Lake Corpus Christi and some of the other storage areas that are releasing downstream. So those are background flooding conditions that we've highlighted there. So for today's precipitation picture, you can see the big area of precipitation, bullseye down in South Texas today, and then working its way on up through the South Plains into southwest Oklahoma, which could be a problem area. And then the 5-day precipitation total, not a pretty picture going through the 5 days. Looks like we've got about a 5-inch bullseye over South Texas in the Oasis Basin, and an 8-inch bullseye, or 7.5 to 8-inch bullseye, right over the Wichita Falls area on the Red River into the upper Trinity Basin. So we've got a lot of work ahead of us before we get through this weather system. Okay, next slide. The only ray of sunshine in all this is that the drought has basically been wiped out. So as the saying goes in Texas, what ends a drought, it's a flood. So I think we can pretty much put that one in the record books. Really, a couple categories of improvement in drought over all of Texas. Looks like with more rain, we'll probably see more tendency toward drought being wiped out in the FEMA 6 region. And space weather, pretty quiet solar disks, so no space weather impacts. And that concludes the weather portion of the briefing, unless you have questions.
Thank you, Kurt. Appreciate that. We do have one question in the chat window there. If you can give an update on hurricane season there, Kurt.
Yes, this pattern will not have any impacts on hurricane season if you're talking about the short range pattern. This is a very typical setup for the southern U.S. With regards to the El Nino that's going on. We haven't mentioned that word or that phrase very much lately. This is very consistent with El Nino, and basically the Atlantic Basin is usually tends toward the quieter side with an El Nino pattern. But it's pretty much a long shot to make a correlation between what's going on now and what we're going to see in the hurricane season.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. As we continue on this morning and take a look at the meetings going on around the region today, those are bolded there, and the rest of the week. And flood fact, flood mitigation and prediction has improved. And there's a picture of the Dallas flooding from 1949 in the Trinity River. Any questions this morning? All right, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. We'll talk to you tomorrow.